guys, it's Hex. Welcome to a new segment. Today's segment is going to be called Movie versus Movie. And we're going to talk about a small franchise from the 90s that is now becoming bigger and has recently been picked up by Lionsgate. Recently. Not recently, they've been picked up by Lionsgate for a while for a feature film. This is going to be the first feature film since the 90s, I believe, 95, 97. That's when the first two movies were released. Maybe it's a little franchise, and you've heard of it if you were a 90s kid, the Power Rangers. So, today, on Movie versus Movie, we're going to take on the first two feature films of Power Rangers, and yeah, we're gonna go through some things about each film, such as soundtrack, cast, crew, costumes, story, memorable scenes, fights, set design, and the final verdict of which one wins and which one you should go see. All right, now let's get into it. Now, movie versus movie. This is the first episode of the segment, and I do have both films on DVD. And some of you out there may be wondering, why do you have them? Well, nostalgia purposes, that's why. And because I had a crush on the Pink Ranger, and I mean, who hasn't? Alright, so let's start off with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie that is, and this was released in 1995. Soundtrack-wise, you could tell right away that they really wanted to expand and grow out of the TV show scene, and for the soundtrack, they used modern music, such as tracks from hit bands as the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Van Halen and Devo and so much more. And it was a nice soundtrack to get behind because it was the first theatrical release of a Power Rangers movie, and it seemed more modern and more realistic. Cast and costumes. Well, as you can see, and what can I say? I mean, their acting is the same as it is in the show, with a little character development here and there, but nothing too, good. Well, as a kid, it looked good, but looking back, it's pretty, eh. Story-wise, okay, in the first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, there is a creature released from the depths of the earth, which is this ooze creature, played by Paul Freeman, who was in Raiders of the Lost Ark and other films, but he was in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he wants to get revenge on Zordon, and supposedly Zordon and him go way back. So Ivan Ooze destroys the command center, and the Rangers lose their powers, and they have to go on a quest and look for new powers and save the day. Now that I think about it, it seems like an over 30-minute episode. Memorable scenes. What are the memorable scenes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie? Well, I should say the beginning, the skydiving scene, and they obviously knew how to start a movie with a bang, and seeing the Rangers skydive is pretty cool, and especially it's 10 times cooler when Higher Ground is playing in the background by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Another memorable scene, I think the whole fighting sequences with the suits. It just looked cool. Even at night, there were some shots filmed at night, and the lighting looks great. Alright, the second movie, Turbo Power Rangers movie. This is obviously... Is it obviously a direct sequel? I don't know. But, hey, they got to get paid, so why not make another Power Rangers movie? Obviously, Turbo Power Rangers movie is a film right after Mighty Morphin and in between Zeo. And as for soundtrack wise, you do get some music here and there, but most of it's score wise. You do get one song by a band. I forgot the name. Fuju. I forgot the name of the band. Minus, no, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but and some songs from Ron Weiserman. I forgot his name, but the composer of the theme songs for the show, and it just see this. There's a difference between this movie and the first film. There's a huge difference. Obviously, number one, the soundtrack. The soundtrack is totally different from the. Well, obviously, the soundtrack's totally different from the first film, and it doesn't really pull you in or get you pumped up right away. The cast and costumes. The cast, you get somewhat some cast members from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, and some from the current TV series, the current season, Zeo, and you get cameos from two original Rangers from Mighty Morphin, not the movie but the series. And as for costume wise, I don't know if they really cheaped out this time, but they stick with the spandex, and just the normal TV shows costumes. Story wise, story wise, Space Pirate shows up, named by Divatox, is after a little hobbit, gremlin guy, wizard. I'm sorry, a little goblin, gremlin, wizard by the name of Larigo. He has a magical key, and Malagor, who she wants to get married with, and the Rangers need to save Larigo and stop Divatox. Oh, and in between that, Divatox kidnaps the two original Rangers. So it's a rescue mission, and one of the Rangers does get replaced by a new Ranger uh, due to an accident earlier in the film. So you get some new cast members, some old, and some older cast members coming to the film. When it comes to me, involve the cars. That scene when they're in the desert and the smoke goes up and you just see the cars drive off the Zords. That was pretty memorable. Same when the ship gets blown up and you see the Zords drive on water. So I guess that's pretty memorable. As for fights, they wanted to go. I don't know if it was because they were out of money, if they were cheap, different director, different. I don't know. But as for the fights, this is what I left. This is another thing I left out from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. But the Megazord and monster fight was CGI in the first in the first Power Ranger films. In Turbo, they went a more practical route, and you could tell that it was guys in suits fighting around miniatures. And I don't know if that's the route they wanted to go, or they didn't have the money for CG. Uh, Set design, you could tell that some of it was filmed in California, and some were filmed on sets, but nothing really too spectacular. This is gonna be the first ever verdict thing where I'm gonna say it. It's a tie. They're both they're both entertaining, but nothing too spectacular. And they both have their flaws, and they both have their little things that are nice. And yeah, that's movie versus movie. Thank you for joining me. It's a tie. I actually thought that there was actually going to be one that wins, and if you have a winner, comment down below. I'm pretty sure most of you are going to be the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fans, and I'm not judging. It's just for what I hear, Mighty Morphin was better than Turbo, but I like both. But hey, Hey guys, I'll be at Power Morphicon 2016 on August 13th. That's a Saturday. Hope to see you there.